stage right now a guy who in 1993 inspired Billboard magazine to call Chicago the capital of the cutting edge, arguably, the front man for the greatest rock and roll band to come out of Chicago, but we will always know him and love him as XRT, Chicago Cubs correspondent. Please welcome a special surprise, Billy Corgan.
Whoa, that's the worst song ever.
I knew that when I was playing that I was in trouble because you and the lead singer of Collective Soul have a very special relationship.
Yes, he was in a terrible band and I wasn't.
Billy, one of the things we really want you to do on stage while you're live on air is try to be frank. Try to say what's really on the mind. Well, didn't they write a song for you after you were talking about the band using your influence?
We really want to talk about Collective Soul. It's the opening day of
That's
the Cubs
true.
season.
It's opening day.
Get your focus on it. It's going to be a long
Focus.
season. We need you to stay focused.
Thank you, Billy. See, you've always centered me, whether you're doing the Cubs updates on WXRT.
You've got to come back to the middle. You know you like to take your flights of fancy. Your fanny. Your verbal symphonies, if you will.
My
We
reveries.
need to focus. We need a lot of energy, positive energy this year.
Positive energy. Opening day is today. One of the biggest Cubs fans I know, Billy Corgan. You'll be at the game today, of course.
I'm still trying to get in.
You're still trying to get in?
They won't let me in.
Because
I was critical, when they didn't let Rhino interview for the manager
Oh,
job.
that's right.
I was very critical of the team, and now they won't let me in.
Let me ask you a personal question. Do you ever walk over just for fun to like a hornet's nest and just start kicking it?
I think I've been doing that my whole career. That's what I do for a living.
Now, the last time I saw you, and we saw each other, I was...
Rehab?
No, not yet. Not yet. Well, last time we saw
That wasn't you. That was a Lynn Brehmer imitator in rehab.
No, we were together. You were on stage. I was in the crowd, losing it, as Smashing Pumpkins played the Riviera in something of the Triumph of the
Yeah, you were doing the white guy with his T-shirt around his head thing.
Is that how you
Shirt
describe
off, T-shirt around the head, looking like you were Jim Morrison's cousin or something.
I have always been the Lizard King. Well, you were playing some of my favorite songs, and yes, I was dancing. Maybe I'm not as good at dancing as Mary Dixon, but I do the best I can. And then after the show, it's kind of cool because, I'm chatting with the police commissioner of Chicago. You're the newest Smashing Pumpkins fan. Who would have thought?
It's always good to know the policeman. Actually, about a block away from here, it's a famous story. Jimmy Chaimberlin, former Smashing Pumpkins drummer, took the corner right over here on Grace, doing about 80, hit a patch of ice and wiped out 6 cop cars. And he showed up at practice the next day with the replacement BMW, right?
Right.
And I remember looking at his car thinking, did you get a new car? He said, oh, no. And then I found out like a year later he'd been in a big accident.
Well, you know what? Let that be
Famous pumpkin story.
Let that be a
No
cautionary.
one cared though.
Let that be a cautionary tale for our listeners here. Do not try
That's
to
where
take
we
a
don't want you
corner
to end up.
80 miles an hour. No, I never drive that fast.
At 4 in the morning when you're on your way to XRT, you're like 30, right?
30 the whole time. Although my eyes are closed because they usually hurt really bad. Okay, so you played the Riviera, and everybody's wondering, you've been working on a new album. I hear you're kind of happy with it. At what stage of completion is the new album?
Album's coming out June 19th. Oceanium.
And
It's a good one.
It's a good one?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think it's the best album I made in about 15 years.
Well, you know what? You historically have been, critical of yourself,
I'm very critical,
You're
but
very critical, but you're feeling good about this.
Well, in a critical world, you have to sort of know who you are. Continuing on with the band has been an interesting concept. So I thought, well, if we're going to do this, we got to do it right. We got a good band around me. I can use it.
So the band that recorded you is the band we saw at the Riv?
Absolutely. It's the first time I've had everybody playing a record in a long time, and it's a real band.
That sounds exciting. June 19th. Can you hang out a little bit? We're gonna,
I'm hanging out.
You're hanging out? Billy Corgan is here, and Yahtzee's live. And he's talking We're going to grab Jeff Garland up here to talk to us a little bit. Oh, we are live from Yahtzee's. It is Thursday morning on 93 XRT. It is great to see you today.